think. That's far enough. Let's go. Let's put it this way. And let's turn on our little lights. Oh, where's the little thing? Oh, it looks so cute with the little fairy lights. Hey guys, in today's video, I have the Shop My Stash for the China Glaze Cali Dreams collection. This is an 8-piece release from China Glaze for spring 2020. If you're not familiar with my Shop My Stash, what I normally do is take a look at a new release. So for instance, today we're looking at the Cali Dreams collection. And instead of buying the polishes, I take a look at my own personal collection and start shopping my stash and pulling polishes that look remotely similar to their lineup. Sometimes they can be dupes. Sometimes as long as I come close enough, I'm pretty satisfied with it. I do sometimes buy from new releases. I'll buy 1 or 2 or however many call my attention. But in this case, I didn't buy not one. And it's not because I don't think the lineup looks really beautiful. I actually think it's very cohesive. The colors look great. They'll work very well for spring, and some will work really well going into summer as well. But the reason why I didn't buy any is because when I looked at the lineup, I immediately started thinking of polishes like, ooh, this polish reminds me of this polish reminds me of this one, this polish reminds me of this polish I already have, which is how I ended up with this lineup that I have over here. So these are all of the polishes that I pulled to substitute their polishes. So there's 8 polishes in the collection. I'm actually really happy that they shortened the lineup. Usually they do 12 polishes for a collection, and if anything, if they could do it like ORLY where they reduce it to 6 polishes per collection, I think that would be best and really a little bit more manageable if in case, you know, consumers are interested in buying full-on collections. I'm not one of those people. I don't ever buy full-on collections. Like I said, I'll only pick up maybe 1 or 2 if I'm interested. But in this case, I didn't buy any. A lot of my decisions were based off of Terry Wells' swatch and review, which she did here on YouTube, so I'll link her video down below. I also went on Instagram and went off of Joy's swatches, Joyful Beauty. I think that's still what it is on her Instagram, so I'll link her Instagram down below. But I also went under the hashtag China Glaze Cali Dreams on Instagram, and other people have been putting up their swatches, so that was really, really helpful. I made a couple of lists, my initial list and now my final list, and they're very different from each other, but I'm still going to mention as many polishes as possible because, I don't know, different swatches make the colors look a little bit different. So I'm just going to go based on what I'm seeing online. I'm going to start off with Tangerine, what is it called? Tangerine Heat. On China Glaze's website, they're describing this one as a peachy creamsicle. And this one was a little bit difficult because in some of the pictures, it looks very golden. In some pictures, it looks a little bit more tangerine, like a pastel, yellowy tangerine. So I pulled out a couple options for myself based on the different pictures that I saw online, both of which are very different in spectrum, but these are options for me. I pulled out Golden Hour from Urban Outfitters, which I recently actually wore. The picture you're going to see of this one is with a little glitter topper, so ignore the glitter topper. It's the color that I'm focusing on. It's very golden leaning, like some of the pictures I'm seeing. So this would be a great option. This one takes a couple of coats. But then I also have Here Comes the Sun. These are not the only colors or polishes that I have in this color category where they're a little bit more golden, almost a little bit mustardy. I have maybe 4, 5 more option, varying tones and stuff like that. So it's not a polish that I would probably lean for. So Here Comes the Sun came out in the spring collection for ORLY. I get their color pass, so I get their release for every season, and it is something that I pay for. So because I have these two, I feel like I'm pretty good. I don't need that one. But then because some of the pictures, it looks a little bit more actual tangerine, I pulled these two out. Now, these are more orange leaning than the pictures that I'm seeing. Some of them look a little bit more like a yellowy tangerine to where mine lean more orange. So I have Souls on Fire from Essie, which is great. This one takes 3 coats. It's beautiful on the nails. I love this one. And then I have this one from 90 Lacquer, which is an indie maker. This one's called Mango Sunrise. It leans a little bit more pink than Souls on Fire from Essie, but this one has matte black shards of glitter, and it's so beautiful. I love it. I mentioned this polish at least twice a year because I love it so much. Sunny You Should Ask is described as a radiant orangey cream. Again, I could have pulled something like this, you know, Mango Sunrise from 90 Lacquer, because it's more orange leaning. Maybe these are better fitted for Sunny You Should Ask. So this one, and then Souls on Fire as well. But then I also have, because in some pictures it also looked a little bit golden. It's a little difficult going off of their website and going off of Instagram as well and swatches. You know, some pictures, again, it leans a little bit more golden. And even in some it looks very mustard leaning. Like I'm looking at It's Amanda's swatch and it looks more mustardy to me. And then let me see here. I know I saw Joy's picture. Yeah, it looks very golden mustard. So I pulled these three options out. As you can see, they're a little bit deeper than Golden Hour from Urban Outfitters. This one has a little bit more yellow. This has a little bit more, these have a little bit more red, and that's what I see in their polish. So I pulled out Kaf-Tan from Essie. Very beautiful color. A little bit more brown than I think the one from China Glaze, but a great option. A couple coats for this one. This one I've never worn. I don't have a swatch for this one, but it's from Wet n Wild and it's called Possasium Rich. So beautiful. Also very golden, not quite as much red. I feel like a Kaf-Tan from Essie has more yellow for sure. And then lastly, which is the one that I think comes the closest for me personally, this is Accent Peace and it is from China Glaze, but this is a shimmer. Not a color that I'm a huge fan of, to be honest with you. I think when I initially bought this, it was the first kind of mustard leaning polish that I bought, and so for that reason I really enjoyed it back then. But since then I've picked up other polishes that are truer mustard yellows, and so this kind of went to the back burner, and it's not one that I've reached for in years really. When I put it on my nails to swatch it, I wasn't really sure how I felt about it, quite frankly. I think it's still a beautiful polish. It has a really great formula. It's a little shimmer. Get to pick up 2 coats. So if you have this one, I think it comes pretty close to the one from China Glaze. I forget the name of this one. Sunny You Should Ask is what it's called. Vaca Dreams Heat, I think is what they're labeling it on their website. I thought it was called Vaca Dreams. Okay, on their website it says Vaca Dreams Heat. This one is described as a light pink cream, but basing it off on a lot of swatches, it looks more peachy to me. Yep. One swatch is in direct sunlight. It looks more peachy than pink. Another one's in studio lighting. It still looks very peachy to me. So I pulled out a couple of options here. Where did I put them? ¿Dónde los puse? Acá están. Okay, I have a few options, some of which are a little bit lighter and one that's a little bit deeper, and I think this may come the closest. So I'll start off with Sweet Thing from ORLY. This is a very light peach cream. Colors like this tend to take a little bit longer to dry, and because I love them so much, I tend to reserve these kind of colors for pedicures. This one takes about 3 coats to get opaque on the nails, and really like it. And then I also have Ballerina slippers from Salon Perfect. This one by itself looks more nude and a little bit peach, but paired up to Sweet Thing, it brings out a little bit more of the pink in Ballerina slippers. I think this is a great option. A little bit more nude than I feel China Glaze's polish for sure, but it is an option for me. And then lastly, one from China Glaze. This is called Skinny Tipping. I may have to do a swatch of this one. I may have an old swatch, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I think this one comes the closest in base color. It has a little bit more brown in it, you know, and this one has a very fine red shimmer that's slightly visible on the nails. I think this one's really pretty, and I think this would be my best option, but I have three to choose from, you know, 2 that are definitely more pastel and one that's just a little bit deeper. And then the next one is called Sunset Crew. This one they're describing as a stunning pink corally cream. This one initially, when I first saw swatches, it looked, or even on their website, it looks very coral leaning, but basing it a lot on, you know, a lot of the swatches or pictures on Instagram, it just tends to, I don't know, some pictures it looks a little bit more pink, some pictures it looks a little bit more coral. So I pulled a coral, and then I pulled something a little bit more pink, definitely not corally. To me, this is a little bit more rosy. This is Flying Solo from Essie. So beautiful. A great formula for this one. I love it. But I also have a Coral Heat. And this is from the Bleach Neons collection from Maybelline. A collection, you know, Maybelline doesn't even make polishes anymore, but this would be a great option. A bit of a tricky formula, really. It's kind of difficult. If anything, I'll probably stick with the one from Essie because it has a much better formulation. I'm No Tourist is the next one up, and this one is described as a nude beige cream. I only have one option for this one. Any nude beige. I think I have one from Pure Ice. I have another one from Pure Ice, basically. I have one from Sally Hansen. I'm pretty sure I have even another one. This is the closest one that I could pull out of my collection, and it's one that I've never worn. I've only swatched it for this video. So there's no need for me to go out and buy another nude beige when this one's clearly been neglected, and it's so pretty. 2 to 3 coats to get opaque on the nails. This one is called FKN14. It's from a Frida Kahlo line that I found at a CVS many years ago, and I've yet to wear it. So I'm actually going to be putting this one on my spring seasonal rack because I think it's really beautiful. The next one is called Surfside Skies, and this is described as a light periwinkle cream. I immediately thought of Peri-wink-le in Time. Is that what it's called? No, it's called Secret Peri-wink-le. I don't know why I'm thinking of Peri-wink-le in Time. Okay. When I saw this one, I immediately thought of Secret Peri-wink-le from China Glaze also, but I feel like theirs is a lot lighter, more pastel, and not, it's a little bit more blue leaning more than purple leaning, to where I feel like Secret Peri-wink-le is more purple leaning and a little bit deeper in tone. The picture you're gonna see of my manicure, I have a topper from OPI over top of it, so ignore that or not, I don't know. Just focus on the color. But I think this one's really beautiful. Great formula for this one. But I also pulled out 2 that are more blue leaning. This is more of a sky blue, not quite a Peri-wink-le. I don't really see, just a little bit of purple in it, but not really a lot. I recently wore this one from Pretty Serious, and this one's called Can't Take the Sky. So I have this option if in case I'm in the mood for something a little bit lighter. But then I also remembered that I had this one, and I have not worn this one in a very long time. This one is called Breezy Blue. A little bit more purple leaning than Can't Take the Sky from Pretty Serious. Can you see that? It has a little bit more purple. I feel like this one would be the best option out of all of them. It's the one that comes closest in color. Live in the Mo dash mint. That's so funny. Okay, this one is considered a frothy light sea foam cream. It looks like a mint. And I have plenty of mints to choose from, one of which came out in the ORLY spring collection. This was not my favorite in the collection. The formula was the thinnest in consistency, not only in consistency but also the most sheer out of that lineup. But this one is called Happy Camper from ORLY, so this would be one great option. I could have pulled a couple other polishes, but I pulled some that leaned a little bit more blue and some that leaned a little bit more green. So this one leans a little bit more blue, and it's from Essie, and it's called Mint Candy Apple. There's a couple variations, I think, of Mint Candy Apple. Some lean more blue and some lean a little bit more green. I have the one that leans a little bit more blue. And then I also have Gelato in Venice. I wore this one last summer, and I put a little topper over it, so that's what you're gonna see for the swatch picture. And then Breakfast at Tiffany's, a thinner formula, also kind of similar to Happy Camper from ORLY. So it does take about 3 coats. But, you know, all of these I think would be great options for me if in case I'm in the mood for a mint. Last but not least, I have a Shore Feels Good. This one is described as a splashy blue cream. I had, again, I could have pulled out a couple more for this one, because it looks like a bright sea blue, but in some pictures it also looks like a cornflower blue. And I have a cornflower blue collection video, so I'll link that up in the cards actually, if in case you guys are interested. So I pulled out a few polishes, so let's go through it. This one in particular though, I don't remember I may have a very old swatch picture, so I'll try to stick that up on the screen. This is I Truly Assure You. I love this polish. That's why I like this series, because it reminds me when I go through my collection to pull polishes, you know, to substitute their lineup, I end up rediscovering my own collection, and I forgot that I had this one. I actually remembered when I did my China Glaze collection video, which I'll also link up in the cards in case you guys are interested. So anyways, reminder to bring this one out this spring. Actually, this looks really great in the summer. I really like it. On the toes, it looks really awesome. So I Truly Assure You, only that this one has a little shimmer running through it. So really beautiful, and it has a great formula. If I want something a little bit lighter though, I have Far Out. This came out in last year's ORLY's collection. A lot brighter, not quite, it's bright, but it's lighter in tone, as you can see there. I think the ones that come closest are these two though. Dory from Zoya, really beautiful, and Rich Girls and Po Boys. These two I think come, even Rich Girls and Po Boys I think comes closer in color to the swatch pictures that I'm seeing, and this is so beautiful. 2 coats to get opaque, really awesome formulation, a lot, you know, deeper in color than Far Out from ORLY. But if I want something even brighter, and this one has a little bit more green in it, this is Fearlessly Alice from OPI. A definite stainer for this one though, so if I was to ever pick between the two, I'll probably always pick Rich Girls and Po Boys, because this one stains the crap out of my nails. But it is so beautiful and so vibrant on the nails that I do kind of go through the staining kind of torture. So that is everything, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys bought any polishes from this collection. Let me know if you did a shop your stash and what polishes you pulled out. I can only share, you know, the ones that I have, but maybe you guys have other options, or maybe it'll serve as a reminder for me that I have those polishes as well, and that's something that I can pull out as well as an alternative. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.